Okay, I didn't say much in the last video. In that video, of course, you'd already seen the new exhaust from the header back. I had the new rear springs in, but it was not lowered. Have the new rear control arms on. Since then, I've rattle canned the car gray, but it has peeled back off a little bit. I added a set of side skirts off of a ZX2 that I used to own and never used them to try to match the rear bumper. I've also put a front lip on, and since then I've also put the new front springs in and lowered it, and you can see how much lower the front is now than it was, and along with the rear. Now the side skirts match up with the body seam underneath the car, and it is saying 3 1/4 inches off the ground. Now, since the last video, I have also done a timing belt and put a factory cam gear back on because the timing was way off, and they had cut up the timing belt really bad when they did the head gasket change. Still didn't seem like it was running right, so I did a compression test on it, and that didn't show very good either. Cylinder 1 was 100 pounds, cylinder 2 and 3 were 115, and cylinder 4 was 135. My guess is when they put the head back on, they went from one side to the other, tightening the bolts down, and then torque them to spec. Either that, or I have some bent valves. But after I did the compression test, I went to start it to move it back out of the garage, and it would not start. So I tried a distributor cap, rotor, coil pack, new plugs, new wires, and still was getting nothing. Well, one of my buddies let me use a computer out of his car, because it's the same motor and everything, and car fired right up. So since then, I've also put a new computer in, and it starts and runs fine now. Well, I went to see how it would run going down the street, and I made one major mistake. As I pulled out, there's a dip right there, and now the rear bumper is a little broken. I pretty much nearly ripped it off, and the grill, mesh grill and everything is all right there. But I will say this, the car ran like a champ, even though the compression's as far off as it is. It ran really good. I don't have the hood pins in it at the moment, but there's the new plug wires. It's still got that ugly blue valve cover, and I have a clear distributor cap, and you can see that yellow thing in the center of it. That's the new coil, which is a high performance one. My intake, which isn't on 100%, and we'll go inside the car. Last time it only had the one seat in it. I have now gone to cloth seats, which are not torn up, and I have both of them. Not only that, got my pillar pot in with my gauges, which is oil pressure and water temp. The water temp one is hooked up. The oil pressure is not hooked up yet, and I have not wired the lights up yet. And I have to take apart the cluster because the needle right there is stuck underneath it for some reason. I don't know how it happened, but it did. But there was the old gauges. The only one left is the oil. A nasty big hole. There's the old computer, which is junk. I haven't pulled it out yet because it is bolted down. And there's the new computer, which I actually got off eBay for a pretty damn good price. But, and of course, you know, no back seat, stripped, battery relocated. It does have all the front upper and lower rear tie bars. See if I can get low enough. Kind of see the exhaust, you see the new lower control arm on the rear. You can't really see the tie bar back here, but it's getting there slowly. Once I get the exhaust hangers welded on and get the exhaust hung back up and that rear bumper mounted up a little bit snugger so it hopefully doesn't rip off, I will get it legal and we'll get some videos of it running down the street. Here's a better view of the lip. I ordered it off eBay. It did not fit worth a shit, so I would not recommend it. I had to cut it right back here to make it fit. Going around, I had to cut it right here because it did not fit. This has been drilled out to relocate my license plate to that, and I left this one in without the lens because I plan on putting a hose up on it and running it up to the air filter, so when I'm going down the road I'm actually getting cool air pulled in to the air filter. So just some simple little cheap ideas. So comment, subscribe, let me know what you think, but remember, rude comments will get deleted. Thank you for viewing.